Mark Zuckerberg, a story of struggle and success. Mark Zuckerberg is one of the most famous people in the world today. He is the founder of Facebook, the social media platform that millions of people use every day. But many people do not know that Mark's journey was full of struggles, hard work, and tough decisions. This is the story of how Mark Zuckerberg faced challenges and became successful. Early life. Mark Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York, USA. His father, Edward Zuckerberg, was a dentist, and his mother, Kare Zuckerberg, was a psychiatrist. Mark grew up in a loving and supportive family. He had 3 sisters and was very close to them. From a young age, Mark showed that he was very smart. He loved computers and technology. When other children were playing outside, Mark spent his time learning how to program computers. His parents noticed his talent and hired a computer tutor to teach him more. Mark was just 12 years old when he created a simple messaging program called ZUCKERBERG for his family's home. Even though he was smart, Mark still had to work hard in school. He attended Ardsley High School and later transferred to Phillips Exeter Academy, a private school known for excellence. Mark was a good student, but he was not perfect. Sometimes he struggled with balancing schoolwork and his love for programming. He spent many nights staying up late, coding and learning new things on his own. College years. At Harvard in 2002, Mark Zuckerberg started studying at Harvard University, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. He studied psychology and computer science. At Harvard, Mark faced new challenges. The competition was tough, and many students were very smart. Mark often felt pressure to prove himself. But Mark did not give up. Instead of being afraid, he used his skills to create new things. One of his early projects at Harvard was a program called Course Match, which helped students choose their classes based on what other students were taking. He also built FaceMash, a website that allowed students to compare 2 pictures of classmates and choose who looked better. FaceMash became very popular very quickly, but it also caused trouble. Harvard University shut it down because Mark had used students' photos without permission. The school almost expelled him. This was one of Mark's first big struggles. Many people criticized him. He felt embarrassed and scared. But Mark learned an important lesson. He had to be careful and responsible with his work. Creating Facebook even after the problems with FaceMash. Mark did not stop creating. In early 2004, he had a new idea, a social network where Harvard students could connect with each other online. He called it the Facebook. Mark worked day and night in his dorm room, coding and building the website. His friends, Dustin Moskowitz, Chris Hughes, and Eduardo Saverin, helped him. On February 4, 2004, Facebook was launched. At first, Facebook was only for Harvard students. But soon, students from other colleges wanted to join. The website grew very quickly. Mark faced a big decision. Should he stay at Harvard and finish his studies, or should he leave to focus on Facebook? It was not an easy choice. His parents wanted him to finish college. Many people told him he was making a mistake. But Mark believed in his dream. He decided to drop out of Harvard and work on Facebook full-time. This was a huge risk. If Facebook failed, Mark would have no college degree and no backup plan. It was a scary time for him. Struggles with Facebook's growth. As Facebook grew, so did the challenges. Running a big company was not easy, especially for someone so young. Mark was only 20 years old and had to make big decisions every day. He needed to hire employees, manage money, and deal with legal problems. One major struggle came when Mark's former classmate, Cameron Winklevoss, Tyler Winklevoss, and Divya Narendra, accused him of stealing their idea. They said they had asked Mark to help them build a social network called Harvard Connection, but instead, Mark built Facebook. They sued him. The lawsuit was stressful and hurt Mark's reputation. In 2008, Mark agreed to settle the case by paying them millions of dollars. Even though he paid, Mark always said he created Facebook on his own. This situation taught Mark how important it is to protect ideas legally and to always act honestly. Another big challenge was competition. Other social networks like MySpace were already popular. Mark had to work hard to make Facebook better and different. He introduced new features, such as the news feed, and made the site simple and easy to use. But not all changes were popular. Many users complained about privacy issues. People were worried that Facebook was sharing too much of their personal information. Mark had to apologize many times and work to rebuild trust. He learned that listening to users and protecting their privacy was critical. Growing pains as Facebook became more successful, Mark faced new kinds of struggles. Managing a small company is very different from running a giant global company. Mark had to learn how to be a leader. He had to hire smart people, trust them, and sometimes fire people who did not fit the company. At first, Mark tried to do everything himself. But he realized he could not do it all alone. In 2008, he hired Sheryl Sandberg to be Facebook's Chief Operating Officer, COO. Sheryl had a lot of experience and helped Facebook become more organized and profitable. Hiring Sheryl was one of Mark's smartest decisions, but it was not easy to share power with someone else. It took time for him to trust others fully. Mark also struggled with public speaking. In the early days, he was shy and nervous during interviews and speeches. Sometimes he sweated and stumbled over his words. Critics said he was too young and immature to lead a big company. But Mark worked hard to improve. He took speaking lessons, practiced a lot, and slowly became more confident. Becoming a billionaire in 2012. Facebook went public by selling shares on the stock market. This event, called an initial public offering, IPO, made Mark a billionaire. He was only 28 years old. But even this success came with struggles. The IPO was messy, and the company's stock price dropped sharply. Many investors lost money and blamed Mark. Mark felt terrible. He knew he had to fix the problems and make Facebook stronger. He focused on improving the mobile app, because more and more people were using smartphones. His hard work paid off. Facebook's stock price eventually recovered and grew even higher. Mark also faced challenges in his personal life. Even though he was rich and famous, he wanted a normal life. He married his longtime girlfriend, Priscilla Chan, and started a family. He tried to stay humble and not let fame change him. Facing modern challenges in recent years. Facebook, now called Meta, has faced many new challenges. The company has been criticized for spreading fake news, harming mental health, and not protecting users' data properly. Mark has had to testify in front of governments and answer tough questions. These are not easy problems to solve. Mark continues to work hard to improve Facebook and build new products like virtual reality through Meta. He knows that success is not a straight path. It is full of ups and downs, mistakes and learning. Mark also decided to give back to the world. In 2015, he and Priscilla promised to donate most of their wealth to causes like education, health, and technology through the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. Mark believes that true success means helping others, not just making money. Lessons from Mark Zuckerberg's story. Mark Zuckerberg's story teaches us many important lessons. Follow your passion. Mark loved computers from a young age and followed his passion even when it was hard. Take risks. Dropping out of Harvard was a big risk, but Mark believed in his dream. Learn from mistakes. Mark made mistakes with face mash and privacy issues, but he learned and grew from them. Stay humble. Even after becoming rich and famous, Mark tried to stay humble and focused on his mission. Give back. Success is not just about money. It's also about helping others. Conclusion: Mark Zuckerberg's life shows that success does not come easily. It takes hard work, courage, and the ability to overcome struggles. Even today, Mark faces challenges, but he continues to dream big and work hard. His journey reminds us that no matter how hard things get, with determination and learning, we can achieve great things.